Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and today we're doing a what's in the box kit review of this rather nice looking Meng Char 2C French super heavy tank, which is from the Meng 135 Tyrannosaurus series TS009. Good name. So as per when I'm doing reviews for Mikey's kits, they will be in the plastic packaging and not out of the packaging because these kits are going to be shortly up for sale. We'll be letting you know how to get in touch with him and his eBay at some point when he returns from his next excursion. So anyway, enough about that nonsense. Let's now get on to the instruction book, and I'm going to read this out because it's kind of interesting. It's the history basically of where this tank came from. On September 15th, 1916, the British deployed Mark I tanks for the first time and gained a great success in the Battle of the Somme. The French accelerated the progress of developing their own tanks as they were amazed by the powerful tanks. A French shipyard, Forges et Chantiers de la Méditerranée, FCM, located near Toulon, received the order to develop a heavy tank. General Léon Augustin Jean-Marie Muret strongly supported this project. The French army required that its heavy tank should be able to cross any trench and destroy ground targets and fortifications. Its armour should withstand the rounds of a German 77mm field gun. The French public became curious as to the state of their own national tank projects after the Battle of the Somme. So General Muret paid more attention, the heavy tank project which he supported. But when he reviewed the project, he found out there's no progress made on such an important project. So in October 1916, General Muret requested the Renault company to assist FCM in the development of a heavy tank. The Renault company agreed and appointed the talented designer Rudolf Ernst Metzmeier, who's also the chief designer of the FT-17 light tank, to be in charge of this project. On January 16th, 1917, a full-size wooden mock-up was finished by FCM and was presented to the Consultative Committee of the Assault Artillery. It was received very favourably. In the initial design, it featured a 105mm gun in a turret. However, Colonel Jean-Baptiste Eugène Estienne preferred a 75mm gun. At last, the delivered Char 2C super heavy tanks were installed with a 75mm gun. Okay. In December 1917, FCM-1A, the first prototype of the heavy tank project weighing 41 tons, was presented to the Consultative Committee of the Assault Artillery for review and tests. The result was satisfactory. After the FCM-1A, FCM continued to make some modifications. One of the variants, called Heavy Breakthrough Tank, was chosen and designated as Char 2C by the French Army. With a lengthened hull, it could easily cross widened German trenches. On February 21st, 1918, FCM received an order of 300 Char 2C super heavy tanks when the prototype of Char 2C was not even ready. Even so, Georges Clemenceau, the then Prime Minister of France, still hoped that the FCM could deliver 300 Char 2Cs before March of 1919. But Louis Louchier, the Minister of Armament, reported that it was even difficult for FCM to deliver 60 Char 2Cs by that time. Following the end of World War I on November 11, 1918, this order was put aside and was not resumed until 1920. At last, only 10 Char 2Cs were produced and they were delivered in 1921. The Char 2Cs were deployed to the 3rd Battalion of the 511th Tank Regiment, stationed at Champs-sur-Marne in February 1929. The 511th Tank Regiment was dissolved and the Char 2Cs were sent to the 51st Heavy Tank Battalion stations at Bourges. In March 1936, the 51st Heavy Tank Battalion was reorganised to be the 3rd Battalion of the 511th Tank Regiment stationed at Verdun. At the end of August 1939, the battalion was reorganised to be the 51st Heavy Tank Battalion. Char 2Cs were mainly used in movies showing French military strength. In the movies, they were often shown climbing and crushing old French forts. For propaganda, each tank had been named after one of the ancient regions of France, numbers 90 to 99 being Poitou, Provence, Picardy, Alsace, Bretagne, Touraine, Anjou, Normandy, Berry and Champagne, respectively. In 1939, the Normandy was renamed Lorraine, although Char 2Cs were so famous they were never put into any battle. To the public, they obtained the reputation of invincible super tanks. However, French commanders knew perfectly well that this reputation was undeserved. In June 1940, 8 Char 2Cs, numbers 94 and 96, were under maintenance, were to be sent south of France by train to stop the German invasion. On June 14th, 6 Char 2Cs, numbers 90, 91, 93, 97, 98 and 99, boarded the trains. The other 2 Char Cs lagged behind due to breakdown. On June 15th, the railway was blocked by French army, destroyed all these tanks by detonating charges to avoid their capture. One tank, the Champagne, was nevertheless captured more or less intact and brought to Berlin to be exhibited as a war trophy. Later, this tank disappeared. Char 2C Super Heavy tank is the largest tank ever put into production in the world. It had a crew of 12. Its main armament was a 75mm gun. 4 8mm machine guns were installed in the front, both side and rear machine gun turret respectively. The tank was powered by 2 German Maybach 250 horsepower engines via electric transmission. It could drive at a speed of 12 to 15 kilometers per hour. 7 fuel tanks containing 1,260 litres gave it a range of 150 kilometers. Its armour, 45mm at the front and 22mm at the side, could stand the attack of anti-tank weapons of that time. Jeez, that got some getting through. Apologise for that, took a bit longer. Right, okay, so let's have a look at the instructions. And section 1, and this is basically the track sections with little roller wheels on. And we have to put this other part over, and then we put a side panel on as well. Very interesting configuration. Section 3, we are going to be looking at part of the upper hull. So this is basically going to be the mounting for the forward firing gun, I should think. Section 4, we're attaching upper hull parts again, though this looks like the rear, so we've got some access panels going on. Section 5, we're looking at the front wheels, and we've got some smaller wheels to attach as well. Left wheels assembly, and then left hull assembly in section 6. Section 7 is right wheels assembly and right hull assembly, so it's basically the same as 6 but in the opposite side. Then we've got attaching drive sprockets for the front on 9 and attaching the lower hull to these rather interesting sort of tracks and wheels that are going on. Attaching the towing ring, so there's some attachments to go on the back for towing other vehicles. And then we have engine compartment parts assembly 1. Not exactly certain what parts they are, but they're obviously, I don't think there's a detailed engine for this. We have engine compartment parts 2. And then we're attaching engine components part 1. So this is various vents and things, I would assume, on the actual engine itself. The exhaust manifolds. So they're all actually mounted on the top. So as you can see, that is this here. So we've got these exhausts coming out the top here. Then we have main turret assembly, where we're putting a 75mm gun into its turret. 18, machine gun turret assembly. So this is a rear facing machine gun in a turret. And as you can see, we put the front facing turret on here. This whole engine McGubbins assembly on the top here, and the rear facing gun there. And that completes our look at the instructions. We have painting diagrams for this particular one here. Which tank is that? Tank number 93 Alsace, which is on the box. We have number 90 Poitou, which has a rather interesting skull and crossbones design on it. And we have this one here, which is Normandy of the 51st BCC France 1939 in a plain green. So there we go. Nice looking instruction book, nice looking box, nice looking parts, I should think, as well. So like I said, these are in the actual bag, so it does get a bit of rustling. We have some vented sections here. We have a whole load of rivets going on here. We have some panel lines, I suppose you could call them. There's an awful lot of detail going on here. This is a door, I should imagine, actually into the tank itself. Kind of interesting the way that's set up. So that's our first part. This one here is the top and the bottom, I should think. So here we have the main, where the main turret is going to go, and that's where a secondary armament is going to go. And this is where we're going to attach all these little wheels, I should think, on the actual bottom of the tank, I'm hoping. So that all looks quite nice. Lots of detail. This particular one here, we'll zoom in a little bit. We don't like that rustling. What have we got? We've got some more doors. This looks like the main armament. The gun mantle, I would think. It's the exhaust system. It's got the interior detail on the door as well. So if you had it opened, you'd have the interior detail. That's a nice touch. We have this sprue, which are side panels of some sort. There's a ring there for the base of the turret, I should think. That's the outer way. You can see we've got a lot of detail going on here. Here we have engine components, I should think. They're the vents for the top of the engine. We have some more hatches. Don't know. Piping or something to do with the engine. We have two identical screws in this bag. We have the very large drive sprockets on this one. We've got some more sprockets here. Parts of the engine maybe. Some more hatches. You get 4 identical screws in this baggie. These are all our road wheels, which run along here. I'm assuming you call them road wheels, that is. So we've got 4 of those. This is the engine compartment mounted on the top of the tank. And these are our put together assembly tracks. They don't look too challenging, although I'm sure they are. We have our turret, our main turret here. Lots of nice detail on that, as you can see. We have one clear glazed part, some sort of viewing port, or that's actually a light on the front, I think. We have some photo etch that we can obviously cut out the parts on this particular sprue here and replace them with photo etch, which is a nice touch. And we have a decal sheet here, which comes with our 3 options for Alsace, Poitou and Normandy. So I hope you enjoyed that little look at a rather splendidly nice Meng kit of the rather famous and infamous and utterly useless Char 2C. And yeah, so this is one of Mikey's kits, and like I've said previously, it will be up for sale at some point over the next year. So we'll be trying to link you up to him when he has sales of stock, when he's back from his next little foreign trip. So please do have a look at some of the Mikey's Model Barn kit collection videos, and we'll be doing some what's in the boxes of some of the, in my opinion, slightly more interesting kits that he's got, although to be honest with you, most of them are pretty darn interesting. So thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and as always, be seeing you.